From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
Your $1,400 third stimulus check could land by direct deposit today and could land tomorrow. But Direct Express cards users have had problems. I'll be going over them especially in this recording. Meantime, others who are waiting for their $1,400 third stimulus check to land in their bank account have still not seen it, while people who shop at the same bank have received it. What's going on? We'll be going over the direct deposit details of your $1,400 third stimulus check right now. Meantime, new video coming out of the White House. The Vice President talks about stimulus relief. I'll be going over that new video. A stimulus statement from the White House about your $1,400 stimulus check. I'll have that video as well. Chuck Schumer talks to the Georgia senators about stimulus checks. That video will be delivered to you in his mega recording as well. Dr. Fauci has new warnings about the next strain of the virus. The Federal Reserve has warnings about why this economy is not rebounding. And the shocking video, which if you saw me on Instagram this morning, had nearly 1,000 negative likes and 22 positive videos. It's this video. Why did this press secretary's press conference today get nearly 2,000 negative remarks on YouTube and only 22 likes? Guess what? It has to do with your pocketbook. From the West Coast to the East Coast, from across the land, I have all the breaking news about your $1,400 stimulus check. And guess what? The excitement is starting right now. It's time for Noontime LALATE, starting this very moment. It's a big day with a lot of news, and that news involves that surprising press conference from the White House about stimulus that got 2,000 negative remarks on YouTube and only 22 positive remarks. What's going on? I have all the big details across the board from the West Coast to the East Coast. How are you? Thank you for joining me on Noontime LALATE. And how is your day going? It's finally warmed up here in Los Angeles. It was freezing. It was freezing. It was about 44 degrees. And then it went to 50, and now I think it's pushing finally 60 degrees. It was just cold, and of course, that's cold for LA standards. So, it's a heat wave in the Midwest for some viewers. So, hope you are good. If you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video; it really helps in the algorithm rankings. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. And I'm loving your chat comments. I see them to my side. Guess what? This will be a slightly longer recording, and I'll be jumping into the live chat with you, and we'll be interacting in the live chat towards the end of this recording. But I got a lot of videos for you, and let me go over the breaking details. The breaking details is, of course, the $1,400 stimulus check and the direct deposit. Let me go over a couple things that is brand new this afternoon. First, if you have watched, I've been delivering to you banks that are delivering direct deposit of the stimulus check. And the list grew later yesterday, and it's starting to grow today. This is the day after St. Patrick's Day. Today is a Thursday, and more banks are now delivering direct deposit to viewers of this channel, including those on SSI and SSDI. Let me go over those banks and the newer, longer list right now. Those banks include now Wells Fargo, Bank America, Chase, Union Bank joins the list, MetaBank, Amex Bluebird Card, Navy Federal, Capital One Bank, PNC, US Bank, Green Dot, People's United Bank, NetSpeed, PayPal, Bancorp, Bank Chime, PNG, and Citizens Bank. The bank or the instrument that virtually no viewer has seen a direct deposit on is the Direct Express card by Comerica. For reasons that are still unclear at the time of this recording, which is about 11:40 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 1:40 p.m. Pacific Eastern Standard Time, no viewer of this channel has yet to report, with the exception of one, any activity on their Direct Express Comerica card. One viewer reports receiving the deposit, but I do have two viewers who use the Comerica Direct Express card who have reported it shows pending next week. Meantime, there is a rumor, and it's only a rumor online, that it may post on Tuesday or Monday for viewers who use the Direct Express Comerica card. It is purely a rumor. It is not an official statement. More about that in a second. So who is recipients of a direct deposit $14 stimulus check, and who would not get direct deposit of a stimulus check? Let me go over those details and what's unfolding this midday. First, if you receive the first or second stimulus check by direct deposit, you may, but are not guaranteed to get the third one by direct deposit. More about that surprise element later in this recording. Oh yeah, it's a big surprise. Second, if you receive your benefits monthly, and you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits, and they go to a bank, not to a Direct Express card, they go to a bank like Bank America, you would receive this by direct deposit. If you use Direct Express card for your benefits, yes, this would include you as well. And it would also include a new development that you're only hearing on this channel and only midday and this morning. If you filed your 2020 tax return in early mid-February, as soon as the 2020 window started, and you updated your bank account information, yes, that has now worked. I have viewers who are reporting who updated their direct deposit bank account information for their 2020 return by filing in February. Not now, not in early March, not in late February, but as soon as the window opened, it did work for them. Finally, if you use one of the big tax preparers, I've had viewers report no problems with the Emerald card by H&R Block. I have not had any reports yet about TurboTax. So if you have comments about TurboTax or Emerald card, drop in the comments as well. But I've generally had very good remarks about the Emerald card by H&R Block. So who would not get it by Direct Express but thinks they are? Let me go over those details. First, someone who is a dependent on someone else's tax return, or is a married couple. So if your husband is a joint filer with you, and you love your husband, but you think that maybe the stimulus check comes to you, it might be coming to your husband as the joint filer of the tax return. Next, if you're dependent on someone else's tax return, they may have it. Finally, the big twist is that things are landing in strange places and not in where they're supposed to be. The big message of this recording and throughout the day and going into next week is it's going to be the same. The direct deposit may appear later today. The day is early. Countless viewers yesterday reported the deposits appearing later in the day. And that's the way banks work. They can post them throughout the business day. So we still got more hours in this day. It could also post tomorrow, and it could also post Monday and Tuesday next week. Moreover, what I'm advising viewers is look everywhere. Look to the bank accounts you have. Look to the Direct Express card you have. Look to your children's deposit accounts. Look to the person whose tax return you appear on the dependent check for, your tax return for. And look at the mail slowly, the physical mail in the post in the mailbox, because there's a big surprise for that as well. More about that in a second. But the good news is that the stimulus checks are still on their way. If you want to know when and where, this is the single most important video you need to hear. And yes, this is the official statement from the White House. I have seen, and you have seen, that there have been some providers, even Direct Express, that have said crazy things like, oh, you'll see it in a couple months. No, not the case. This is the official statement from the White House 2 days ago about when you would, at the latest point, including paper checks, see your stimulus check. The answer, 10 days from when it became law a week ago today.
We're going to reach two goals in the next 10 days. 100 million shots in people's arms. 100 million shots. and 100 million checks of $1,400 or more in people's pockets within the next 10 days. We're on the way. Help is on the way.
Help is on the way. And as you said, within 10 days.
We're on the way. Help is on the way.
So if you do see things online that say 5,000 months, sort of ignore them. Another thing to ignore, this, the IRS Track My Stimulus tool. It's not reliable. I've made this recording since summer of 2020. It's not a reliable tool. If you use it and get information and you don't understand why it says it, the answer to it is very simple. It does not work. It does not work. If it shows no stimulus check, it's because it doesn't work. If it shows a wrong date, it's because it doesn't work. If it says it needs more information, it's because it doesn't work. And guess what? A major developing breaking news that happened late yesterday, if you did not catch on this channel, IRS a few days earlier with this statement said, please do not use tools of the IRS to fix anything under third stimulus. This is in regards to anyone that may have gotten the stimulus check this week for the husband, the wife, but not for the child, or you're waiting for the $5,000 child tax credit, or you're wondering about the $10,200 of earned income of unemployment assistance, or you're wondering about the earned income tax credit of $1,502. Guess what IRS said a few days ago? Don't do anything. We're issuing an advisory in a few days. That was then. The breaking news now is IRS has now extended the time frame to file your 2020 personal tax return by 1 month. It's now due in May, no longer in April. Why? Because there's so much confusion coming from how to deal with these stimulus checks, the earned income tax credit, and more, that the White House is having to see that, well, this is not a particularly easy path. Just a few days ago, Chuck Schumer tried to explain to the American people that help is on the way. But is it coming as quickly as it needs to come? Here is the video between Chuck Schumer and the senator from Georgia.
That help directly to those smaller cities and to counties and to towns in rural Georgia. And that's going to keep police and firefighters, EMS employed. It's going to keep vital public services going. And just to have the resources coming for our public schools is so huge. I also think this reflects a different governing philosophy where people think about stimulus, bailouts for banks, tax cuts for the rich, tax cuts for corporations. 0% of these stimulus checks or tax credits go to the top 1%.
But why is that video so important today? It's because of this statement last night. In this video, which you're going to hear later in this recording, the press secretary of the White House was asked a question, and that video went on YouTube and got 2,000 negative remarks, thumbs down, and 22 ups. Why was that the occurrence? Guess what question was asked? Your taxes. I'll have her response to whether the president's going to raise your taxes shortly in this video. But let me cut back to your $1,400 third stimulus check. If you are on Direct Express, what should you think? Well, this is what's going on. Direct Express MetaCard, viewers at this point are universally in the same boat, which is good news. No one is generally getting the deposit. While I've had 2 anomalies or 3 anomalies where they show something pending or one maybe got it, the vast majority of the viewership of this channel, millions and millions of viewers of this channel who use the Direct Express card by MetaBank have not seen anything at the time of this recording at 11:40. Now, I saw those 3 anomalies, those 3 situations where people started showing things pending and one maybe saw it occur, but I got tens and hundreds of thousands of other MetaCard Direct Express consumers who are viewers of this channel who haven't seen anything. So that's the good news, is do not be worried at all. I had one viewer send me a DM, Chef Roberto, just a few minutes ago saying, I use Direct Express, I haven't seen it, now I'm starting to get worried. No, this is actually the reverse scenario. You shouldn't be worried because of the community of this live chat you see right now. There is thousands of people in every video where they're saying the same comment. Direct Express, haven't gotten it. and you see what time of the day they're saying it. It's all good news because everyone is in the same boat. It would not be good news if everyone did get it and you didn't get it. So that's the first thing to know. The second thing to know is that there's been a lot of fake narratives out there, and I want to dispel each of them one at a time. And a lot of them concern SSI and SSDI. Number one, people on SSI and SSDI are not getting a stimulus check. Untrue. Number two, people on SSI and SSDI, they get their stimulus check last. Also untrue. Number three, people on SSI and SSDI get their stimulus check after other people. Also untrue. People on SSI get their stimulus check before people who are veterans. Also untrue. One benefit versus another benefit. Totally untrue. Then some of the comments were people who bank at Bank America got their stimulus check, but those weren't the SSI viewers. No, actually reverse. So I have people at all these banks, which I detailed in the opening remarks. Some are on benefits and some aren't on benefits. And some did get the stimulus check and some didn't get the stimulus check. Let me give you an example. I have viewers who are on SSI and bank at Chime and got it last Friday. And then I also have some on SSI who bank at Chime and didn't get it last Friday. Meantime, I have some viewers who are not on benefits and did not even get the stimulus check from Chime last week. And I have the reverse as well. So you have all different equations occurring. Here's another thing to consider. And it depends on you and your stress level. I've had viewers who say, I bank at this bank, and so does my daughter. My daughter got her check. Why have I not got my check? Or you hear me read the list of banks where people have gotten the check and you have not gotten their check. That may cause a little bit of stress for some viewers. My message is don't be stressed out. Stay calm, stay resilient. One of the viewers sent me a message just a few minutes ago saying, I don't think I'm getting it because it's been 2 days. I haven't gotten it. Let me just tell it to you this way. The president's message is very loud and clear. 10 days, 100 million checks. That's the president's very clear message. It has not been 10 days. I interpret the message as 10 days when it became law. If you want to do it as 10 days from when the video was recorded, well, the video was recorded 2 days ago. So you want to add 10 days from then, you could do it as well. That actually brings it out a little bit further. But it's too early to be worried. What I want you to know across the board is that these are the banks that have paid stimulus checks so far. Citizens Bank, PNG, Bancorp Chime, PayPal, NetSpeed, Green Dot, People's United Bank, US Bank, PNC, Capital One Bank, Union Bank, MetaBank, Amex Blue Card, Navy Federal, Chase, Wells Fargo, and also a few others. Now, when would your stimulus check likely come if it doesn't show up today? It could show up tomorrow. And if it doesn't show up tomorrow, what is the next possibility, including if you're on Direct Express? I have that detail coming up in just a second. You need to stay with me because it's later in this recording. Meantime, new video from the White House. The Vice President speaks about stimulus. The Federal Reserve speaks about stimulus. The White House's press secretary issues a statement about stimulus. Dr. Fauci has messages about where we are. And this shocking remark that made a video go negative on YouTube. What did it have to do with stimulus? And what did it have to do with your pocketbook? I'll explain all those and more as I show you those videos as Afternoons LA continues in just a second. But first, stay with me for a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in just 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues tonight as well on evenings LALATE. Do not miss evenings LALATE tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll have the massive updates about your stimulus. During the commercial break, one viewer said, got my stimulus check on USAA. So congratulations. We add USAA to among the payees for your $14 third stimulus check. I saw one great question as well during the chat, and I'll be jumping into the live chat for your questions in just a second. One of the viewers said, when during the day do the deposits appear? Do they all appear overnight in the morning? No. So let me go over that detail. Great question. Banks may post account amounts anytime throughout the business hours of the day. So, for example, in Los Angeles, a lot of banks don't post anything until almost 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So you wake up in the morning at 12:01 a.m. and you rush to the phone, you look in, you sign into your account, and you're like, oh, there's no deposit. Well, because banks in LA, at least, don't start doing it till 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And then they do it at 12, 1, 2, 3. They do it throughout the day. So that's a great question. When throughout the day could you still see deposits today of your $14 third stimulus check? All throughout the day, it could still occur. That's the first thing to know. Second, they could also appear tomorrow, Friday. Third, what else should you know? Well, there has been one viewer who said they got a pending message from Direct Express that the funds are pending available for Tuesday. There are also other viewers who have heard rumors, and again, they are only rumors, that Direct Express funds may be available this coming Monday. I'm telling you, they're only rumors, gossip. I don't usually cover gossip, but I got to cover it this way. Moreover, I'm very aware of some of your comments, and I saw it myself. If you go to the Direct Express website, it literally says your stimulus check's available for you in 5 weeks or 6 weeks or 10 weeks. Ignore it. They should be ashamed to have that on their website because it's categorically untrue. Finally, one of the messages I did not mention in this recording, but I mentioned before, which is important to know. All stimulus checks by direct deposit were sent out last Friday. There was one push. All the money has been sent for direct deposit. So your banks have the money. It's just they haven't decided when to release it. The way it is, what's going on is that normally if it was a paper check in the corner, it would say the day of the date. Well, some of the banks are claiming that the effective date of the funds was March 17th. So some did not release them till yesterday. This enormous list, which I'll go over a second again, was really only one bank until March 17th. If you've been with me since last Friday, last Friday, Chime Cash App posted funds. Then on Monday, one viewer got it from Green Emerald Card from H&R Block. But then I had no new banks until St. Patrick's Day, yesterday, the 17th. And then it started to hit. Well, I told you yesterday that it's very likely that while the funds were available to some viewers on the 17th, they could be available to more on the 18th and the 19th. Again, it has nothing to do with you personally. It just has to do with your bank's policies about releasing funds. The banks, if you're joining me, who have released funds so far are Citizens Bank, PNG, Bancorp Chime, PayPal, NetSpend, Green Dot, People United, US Bank, PNC, Capital One, USAA, we now add to the list. Union Bank, we add to this list midday today. We also added to the list today Amex Bluebird, MetaBank, and Navy Federal, along with Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank America. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single video throughout the day because there's a lot of stuff happening. Also like the video. It really helps that this video is helpful to you to get the likes up. Let's try to do for 4,000 or 5,000 likes because it helps for the video and its ranking. Meantime, what about that shocking video from the White House that did not get a good reaction? More about that in a second. But here was a new video released overnight from the White House detailing what is in your stimulus package. Now, what's important to understand about this video is that this video is not released from one of President Biden's economic team members, but one of his press team members. Yes, the public relations of stimulus appears to be really a focal point of this White House administration. Let's hear what she had to say.
Passed Congress and President Biden signed it into law. So I'm going to tell you about how it's going to help you. This bill is going to help families all over the country. It provides $1,400 checks in direct relief to the families who need it most. It provides the extension of unemployment insurance. So 11 million people in this country who otherwise would have lost their unemployment insurance in March are now going to see that extended through the beginning of September, and they're going to also get an extra $300 a week. This bill also expands the child tax credit, which means that families will receive a $3,600 benefit for every kid under 6 and a $3,000 benefit for every kid between 6 and 17. And this bill is going to help small businesses. The money in this bill provides access to capital, especially for minority-owned small businesses, to ensure that they can get through this moment. In addition to those benefits, this is a bill that's going to fund a national vaccination program. So it's going to ensure that you can get a shot and that we get a little bit closer to the goal that President Biden laid out last week of getting this country one big step closer to normal by the 4th of July.
And there you go. Now, let me jump into some of your incredible comments about Direct Express card and your experiences on receiving the $14 stimulus check. There's Rex, LALATE, thank you for keeping us updated. I appreciate it. There's Lana. The pending payment announced by Direct Express for Wednesday is my regular benefit date. Ooh, interesting. So, Lana, do you actually show it pending for next Wednesday? That's very interesting. So that's a second viewer that shows it pending for next Wednesday. Anyone use Convenience Bank, says Jimmy. That's a new one. Thank you for your comment, Jimmy. I don't know about that one. Jamie. I've even called Comerica Bank. Nothing yet. They know nothing. One viewer in one of the chats earlier today said they called Comerica Bank yesterday, and Comerica said we didn't pay out anything yesterday. I could have told you that because I covered that throughout today. Well, as of this morning, as of 12 o'clock now on the West Coast, 3 o'clock on the East Coast, I have seen only 2 or 3 maybe pending statuses for Comerica Express Direct Express card and 1 deposit, but other than that, nothing else. But thank you for your comment. Lisa, I'm still waiting for net spend. Stay positive, Lisa. Thank you for your comment. Some viewers have received it from net spend. Bonnie, I have direct deposit for my SSI check. What's the deal? So the question is who you bank with, Bonnie. Drop in the comments who you bank with, and I'll try to answer your question. Wood Forest. Mine says the 17th, but I haven't received it. Wood Forest. So this is a great question. I love Teresa's question. Teresa says it shows March 17th, but haven't received it. Wood Forest. Let me answer that question. There's 2 things that comment may mean. Either Teresa means that IRS track my stimulus says March 17th, or the bank shows March 17th. Let me tell you what both of those mean. First, if you use the IRS Track My Stimulus tool and it says March 17th and you haven't gotten it, ignore it. Again, it's not a reliable instrument. Second, if your bank shows pending since March 17th as a Wood Forest Bank customer, that's really good news because it would likely clear today or tomorrow. What is pending and what's available? People have asked me throughout the day, so let me go over that again. When you get a deposit in a bank account, banks either just release the funds or they say pending, they hold it, and then it shows available, or what's also called posted, P-O-S-T-E-D. In the case of the stimulus check, 9 out of 10 viewers, the money just appears. It never shows pending. It just is there and was not there 5 seconds before. And so that's the really good news. But in rare circumstances, 10% of the time, viewers show something pending for the stimulus check. So when would it post if it's pending? It depends on your bank. That is where the bank can answer a question for you over the phone. They can actually look at a pending deposit, whoever it is, and tell you, oh yeah, it'll post tomorrow. But most of the time, it will post tomorrow. The reason why something would be held longer is that because it's a very large deposit of $5, $10, $15, $20,000. But thank you, that was a great question. Let me jump back into the live chat right now and see some of the more incredible comments we have about the stimulus check. I called Comerica Bank and got a recording. Are we getting paper checks? I'll be answering that question in a second. Welcome to New York, someone said. Absolutely. I have direct deposit Wells, no stimulus. That is Juan Lopez. Juan, thank you for comment. Stay focused and stay attentive, Juan. Don't worry, because other people with Wells have received the direct deposit. Now, this is an important message you need to know, is that if you do not use Direct Express, but you're on SSI or SSDI or Social Security benefits, or you're not, and you're just waiting and wondering where the stimulus check is, guess what? It could still post today. It could still post tomorrow. But if it doesn't post today, tomorrow, or Monday or Tuesday, what should you think? This is what I got to tell you. And you're only going to hear from this channel. If you don't see the stimulus check post by Monday, well, let me say it this way. If you don't show the stimulus check post by next Tuesday, then it may likely be coming by paper check. Yes. And if you don't show it pending in your direct deposit by tomorrow, Friday, then I implore you to start looking at the mail in the mailbox very carefully starting tomorrow. Now, you may want to start looking today. This is the advice I've been giving throughout the day of the following. First stimulus, people got it by direct deposit. But suddenly, the $600 second stimulus of December, the people that were supposed to get it by direct deposit, it showed up in the mailbox unannounced. Now imagine how, I was going to use the word scary, but it's not the right word. Imagine how shocking that a stimulus check of $600 appears in the mailbox in December when you were watching the direct deposit and it wasn't there. This time around, I'm advising viewers to not be shocked and watch the mail like a purple hawk. The mail in the mailbox. Why? In December, there was a very small news article that I covered on this channel that really was covered almost nowhere else except one major financial news channel, network broadcaster. And it said, why are some people getting paper checks when they're set up for direct deposit of the second stimulus, the $600 stimulus? I said, no particular reason. It just happens. If you have direct deposit set up, you may still get a paper check. You may really still get a paper check. And you may actually even get a debit card. And if you got the first stimulus check by paper check, you may also get it by debit card. So this is what I've been advising viewers across all different walks of life that tune into this channel. Look for the stimulus check everywhere it might possibly be. Watch the mail, your mail. Watch your paper mail. Go through the mail very slowly and carefully. If you get the mail with like the supermarket and the ham and the pastrami is half off, and the mailman just slides things inside of the supermarket throwaway stuff, go very slowly, because that paper check for the IRS is a very thin envelope. It is so thin you could literally miss it. The debit card is a little bit thicker, but not much thicker. It's still very thin. It is literally like it's this thin. It feels like plastic. It's so thin. If it is slid in somewhere in the mail, you could easily throw it away. Watch your mail starting tomorrow. You may want to starting today, but at least starting tomorrow. And watch it all the way until that end of that timeline that the president said in that video. Next, have anyone else that you think may have your stimulus check watch for it as well. So if you are dependent on someone else's tax return, have them watch their mail in addition to their bank account and any other bank accounts they think they may land by direct deposit. If you have a payee, look on all the possibilities. If you're a husband and wife, watch both of the accounts. Watch the mail as well. Don't assume because you're certain circumstances that everything works correctly. Boy, I mean, I was not around for first stimulus. I came in on second stimulus, and I've seen every equation occur. Husband and wife, they expect $2,800, not $1,400, 2 times, and they got one check 1 week, another check, another. I've seen everything. I've seen all versions of everything happening. The best advice is make sure you have all eyes and ears open across the board. But why was this video so shockingly not well received yesterday and this morning? I'll have that in a second. But first, here's a message from the Vice President expressing the importance of this economy and women and stimulus going forward. This is a new video released minutes ago.
In the care industry. And then, of course, we look at the fact that during the course of the pandemic, over 2 million women left the workforce. And most of whom did not want to leave the workforce for a variety of reasons that are both about economic, but also their professional and goals around just them appreciating the dignity of work and their work ethic. It has highlighted in many ways this pandemic, the failures and the fissures in our system on every level, including women in the workforce and the workforce in general, both around paid leave, sick leave, family leave, affordable child care. And so all of these are the issues that we have been working on together for years, but that you in particular, these leaders, have been fighting for.
And there we go. Let me jump into some of your live comments right now and see what you're saying about your direct deposits. What about BBVA, says Kathy Roberts. I'm on SSI with direct deposit. I haven't yet, but my boyfriend got his yesterday. So this is a very prime example. I love Katie's comment. So Katie's comment is basically her and her boyfriend both use the same bank. He got his, she didn't get hers. Should she be worried? No, absolutely not. It's a very good indication that the boyfriend got his from that same bank and that the bank is paying it out. So yours, Katie, may arrive later today. It may arrive tomorrow. And the fact that you're on SSI is not a determining factor of why he got his and not yours. There's Tasha. Tasha says, even my friend on SSI whose banks with credit union hasn't gotten it. I have had viewers who are on SSI who bank with credit unions who have gotten, but I've had others that have not. Jacqueline, Ella, you're doing a great job with the people. I appreciate that. There's Linda Minello. I haven't received my bank. I bank at a federal credit union. Did anyone receive payment from the federal credit union banks? Some have. There's Patricia. Thank you, Patricia, for coming to Purple Hawk. Linda says, nothing from Bank America. Linda Turnstile. Stay vigilant. Bank America paid a lot of viewers yesterday. They started in the morning and continued throughout the day. Beth Butler, what about NetSpend through MetaBank on SSI? Thank you for your comment, Beth. So yes, MetaBank has paid a lot of viewers this channel who are on SSI, and also NetSpend as well. So stay with it. It may come as well. Beth Porter, I called Comerica, got a recording saying funds wouldn't be on direct deposit cards at the moment, or will be available as soon as they get them. That's sort of ironic because they have them. You are awesome, LA. I appreciate that, Carrie. Carl Beck, will they send paper checks if on Direct Express if I haven't received it by the weekend? Okay, so now this is a great question, Carl. My answer for you is we just don't know, but don't be surprised if they do. Let me tell you what's going on here. Carl's saying, if I'm on Direct Express and I don't see the stimulus check by whatever day, he's saying the weekend, should I think that it's coming by paper check? My advice to viewers of all walks of life, if you don't see it by direct deposit tomorrow, whatever banking you do, whether it's Direct Express or a commercial big bank, whether you're on SSI or SSI, watch the mail, because you may be surprised it may show up in the mail. And you may say, but I got the first one by direct deposit. I got the second one by direct. There was nothing wrong. Why did this one show up in the mail? It's just the way they do things. It makes no sense. And they admitted that in December, that suddenly things just show up in a way they're not supposed to. Donnie Barnes, I just called my bank, no penny deposits tomorrow either. Something's fishy. Now, Donnie, that's actually, perhaps the banking representative was unclear to you, but a banking representative can't tell you if something's pending for tomorrow. They would tell you if there's something pending today for available for tomorrow. So, for example, deposits could occur tomorrow. The bank just doesn't know. All they know is what's pending for today that's available for tomorrow, which is slightly different. Lynn, hi, Ellen. How are you? Joyce, love your show. You're so super. I appreciate that. Terry, I got mine pending for SSI today for Direct Express. Nothing about my stimulus, though. Oh, okay. So thank you, Terry. So Terry clarified something. Terry shows his monthly benefits are pending, not his actual stimulus check. Wood Forest says, Daryl, nothing for Wood Forest. Yes, another viewer said nothing from Wood Forest as well. Carol McDowell, on Social Security, direct deposit through Frost Bank. Got the first two quickly, nothing yet, but Frost Bank released direct deposits on the 17th. So we see a reoccurring situation where people are getting things a little bit slower. I got to tell you, I think that second stimulus was very quick for direct deposit, but very slow for paper. And the first stimulus was fast for paper. I know that. I have no idea what happened with direct deposit. Gloria, I got my direct deposit through H&R Block, then Chase. What about me? Okay, so Gloria, so you have two possibilities of where it should be. And this is why you have to watch for all the locations of the possibilities of that money landing. When you have multiple situations of where that money should be landing, you need to consider all of them. Meantime, what should Americans consider about their fourth stimulus and what went on with this video? This video was released shortly, just a little bit while ago. If you follow LALATE on Instagram, you saw me post the like and dislike reaction to the video. Several thousands of dislikes and very few likes. Thousands of dislikes and just a few likes. Why? Hard to say, but during the video, the White House is asked, will the next stimulus package be paid by raising your taxes? Yes. That question was asked. Is this president raising Americans' taxes in the middle of the pandemic to do another stimulus package? Here is the shocking reaction.
The president's remarks on taxes last night. Two things. One, when might we expect a major push on this? And two, what does small to significant mean?
It depends on how much money you make. Are you a billionaire? Then you may pay more in taxes than someone making, family making $425. There's going to be a range in any tax proposal. He talked about this on the campaign trail, and he talked about it during this interview last night, in part because it's on his mind about how to ensure people are paying their fair share, and that we are looking for revenue funds to continue to build back better. But I don't have a timeline for you on when you'll hear more. It's just something that he has long had a commitment to, and I expect in the coming months, or sooner than that, you'll hear more about his next stages of his agenda, but this is certainly part of what's on his mind and what he would like to work with Congress on. Go ahead.
So a lot of things in that comment are confusing. First, during the campaign for president, the United States saw that the president would not answer what tax bracket would be taxed under his proposal. That was item number one. Second, she laughed in the comments where she said, well, if you're a billionaire, you may get taxed a lot more. Ironically, it's Elizabeth Warren who less than 2 weeks ago introduced her bill to tax the wealthy billionaires in Congress. Guess what? When she introduced that during her campaign for the president said he would not support the Warren plan for taxing. So how much taxing does the president want to do? In a new report last week, the president reportedly wants to pay children under the age of 18 $3,000 a year for 18 years. Where's that money going to come from? Again, the White House is not giving clarification of where this big money might be coming from. Meantime, the incredible great news is from the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve yesterday addressed the American people and said, guess what? We need stimulus, and that stimulus needs to go out because why? Unemployment is not improving, labor is not improving, job creation is not improving, and inflation is relatively calm. Let's hear a little bit about the comments from Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, yesterday at the FOMC meeting.
I would like to start by noting that it has been a full year since the pandemic arrived with force on our shores. Looking back, it was clear that addressing a fast-moving global pandemic would be plainly and primarily the realm of healthcare providers and experts. And we are grateful to them and to all the essential workers for their service and sacrifice. The danger to the U.S. economy was also clear. Congress provided by far the fastest and largest response to any post-war economic downturn, offering fiscal support for households, businesses, healthcare providers, and state and local governments. Here at the Federal Reserve, we rapidly deployed our full range of tools to provide relief and stability, to ensure that the recovery will be as strong as possible, and to limit lasting damage to the economy. We are strongly
Federal
committed
Reserve
to achieving
then went on to explain that it would continue to provide that stimulus going forward, and that it's not changing its fiscal policies at all across the board. This is incredible great news, where the Federal Reserve basically said whatever stimulus it has now, it's not changing. And this was also very encouraging great news because after yesterday, we also saw comments from Dr. Fauci that says another third wave could be surging. When asked by reporter April Ryan, what about this new surgence of the virus? What should we think? This was his response, sir.
Next question.
Next, we'll go to April Ryan with DeGrio.
Thank you. I want to get back to the issue of children and vaccinations. What is the current research showing right now as it relates to vaccinating school-age children? And I ask that because I'm hearing from doctors that there is a concern about the possible change in the genetic profile by 2 of the vaccinations versus the Johnson & Johnson. If you can give me a comment on all of that, all of the above. Thank you.
Dr. Fauci?
Yeah, thank you, Andy. Thank you for that question, April. Right now, there are a couple of studies from multiple companies looking at vaccines in children. Just to let everybody know where we are, the vaccine studies that are done right now are looking at both safety and immunogenicity. It's not looking for vaccine efficacy signals because you would need tens of thousands of people in those trials. We're trying to do bridging studies to show comparable immunogenicity at the same time of looking at safety. We will know answers to that for high school level individuals by the time we get to the fall. And when you do an age de-escalation in younger children, we just started a study with Moderna literally this past week, in which we're going to do age de-escalation from 12 to 9, 9 years to 6 years, 6 years to 2 years, and 6 months to 2 years.
And there you go. With the resurgence of the virus, concerns about where unemployment numbers are, the telling the American people of how important stimulus needs to be landing in their bank accounts, the push across the board for stimulus arrival, and the message about where job creation should be, and the promise that stimulus is right on its way within 10 days. The question is, will forced stimulus be supported as well by raising taxes? But let me come back to the breaking news. The breaking news is that millions of Americans are waiting for that $1,400 third stimulus check to land in their bank account. It's just a little bit after 12:20 on the West Coast, which is 3:20 on the East Coast. Viewers who use the Direct Express card from Comerica have had problems receiving the stimulus check. Virtually all viewers that use that instrument have yet to receive the stimulus check. But if you're on SSI or SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, viewers have received stimulus checks in bank accounts that are on benefits. And let me recap those as well again. If you are looking for your $14 stimulus check, consumers and viewers of this channel that bank of the following banks have received it in some cases: USAA, Citizens Bank, PNG, Bancorp Chime, PayPal, NetSpeed, Green Dot, People's United, US Bank, PNC, Capital One, MetaBank, Amex, Bluebird, Navy Federal, Union Bank, Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank America. And now let me finally jump right back into the chat one more time. What about Great Western banks? That's a great question. I haven't heard about that bank at all. Nothing from Green Dot, Cheryl. Cheryl Johnson, stay vigilant. Some have gotten from Green Bank. Jerome, Bank America sending out stimulus check. Stay vigilant. Kimley, nothing yet from Chase. Stay vigilant. Chase is sending out some stimulus checks. Charles, nothing yet from NetSpend using MetaBank. So some have gotten it from NetSpend, and some, but some have not gotten it from, and some have gotten it from MetaBank as well. So stay with it as well. Bancorp, says Timothy, some have gotten from Bancorp, and some have gotten from Chime via Bancorp last Friday. Thomas, how soon we will see. Figaro, I'm on SSI and I'm waiting my $1,400. I have Direct Express card through Commerce Bank. Why have I not gotten it? I have no updates about Commerce Bank. That's an interesting one. And this is also very interesting. I love Figado's comments, because now we see the third instance in which a Direct Express card is underwritten by another bank. Most viewers have the Direct Express card through Comerica. They have not received it. One viewer who has it through Wells did receive it. But now we have Fidigo who has the Direct Express card through Commerce and has not received it. But thank you so much for joining me on a big, supersized, oversized 52-minute noontime LALATE. I hope you are good and safe. Make sure you subscribe. If this video has been helpful to you, please hit the like in this video so the video appears higher in the rankings. It really helps the video. Let's see if we can get 5,000, 4,000, 6,000 likes. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe. And if you want to become a member, consider becoming a member. Link is in the top of the chat and also in the description. Don't miss Evenings LA tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with the big updates across the board. And that's on the East Coast, 8 o'clock. Then, Hazard Pay, a throwback chat fest at 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock on the East Coast. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will stay on top of the story. It is far from over. And stay with LALATE for more.